Okay. That was bleed over.
All right.
I seen us back on here and it was still playing in my headset.
I'm sorry. That was probably me because I was opened up the thing so I could pin the link and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
One of those things. Damn it. Yeah, let's fix the lighting. Okay. So here we are.
Here we are.
And for all you people out there, welcome. If anybody's watching yet. Um, First to top it off, what is it? First news, I guess, is we're no longer part of Paraflex. We had some creative differences and we've parted our ways. So you will see some changes back to the old way with some new stuff coming. All that bonus footage we said that the only way you'll be able to see it was going to be on Paraflex. Well, guess what? We will be releasing it soon. Little bits here and there. So as soon as it gets repackaged, we'll have some of it out. Mark and I are going to be hitting the road after Friday. This Friday, we're going to have True North Paranormal, another Canadian team, paranormal team. Should be fun and interesting, and that'll be our last guest for a short while because Mark and I are going to hit the road and do some investigating. So, anything else you got to add?
Not really. I'm just itching to get my ass out there and start doing some investigations again.
This COVID thing sure did put a botch on our investigating last year.
Yes, it did.
I mean, we didn't get out like we should have. We couldn't get out like we should have because places were closed down. Man, we were so close. And then all of a sudden, oh nope, can't do it. Damn. But that's all right. That one was isn't that one like still a standing invitation? That one you lined up for us. We were about to go last
Yes,
March,
it's still a
and then
standing
all of a sudden the
invitation.
lockdown happened, and then yeah, it's like, oh nope, you can't come here now. Sorry, but life happens, shit happens. You know, um,
Oh, not much you can do about it.
yeah. Well, there wasn't a whole lot we could do about it. We didn't want to take chances, mostly because of me. Um, we didn't want to. Uh, we just played it safe, but it was kind of a blessing in disguise because we've had some great guests on here.
No, we've had some awesome guests. Not
We
great, awesome.
Yeah, we've had we've got some opportunities coming up to possibly work with some of these people, meet them in person instead
Yeah,
of the
hopefully
StreamYard.
that'd be great.
Um, so a lot of things like that's going to be changing. Um, we're going to have all kinds of fun. I'm still trying to find it. There it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but unfortunately tonight they're stuck with us.
Yeah, unless somebody pops in, wants to join us, you want to ask us a question, you want to just talk paranormal, you want to tell us your story, and you want to tell it live, come on up here. We'll put you on the spot, so to speak. That's got to be the worst thing. I bet Kayla's probably happy about that. You know,
What?
well, she's married now. She don't have to bring a boyfriend home and have you put him on the spot and drill the hell out of him. Put the fear of God into him. You know, I still got to do that. None of these girls are married yet. My oldest is getting married though.
Yeah, but you haven't put the fear of God in him.
I don't think I have to. That guy's too nice of a guy. And he's a big guy. Have you ever seen him? He's a big dude.
No, actually, I don't think I've met him.
He'd chew me up and spit me out for dinner. Anyway,
Hmm. Yeah, but Joe, pretty much anybody can chew you up, and spit you out for
oh,
dinner.
whatever. So you got some good things coming up. Soon, if Mother Nature cooperates, we'll get to finishing up our documentary, hopefully,
Yeah.
and maybe work on another one. You know, I talked to a gentleman the other day, and I'm not going to mention his name because I haven't talked to him much about it a whole lot, but he wrote an article, and I read that article to you, and then we got talking about some history of Madison.
Hmm.
Did you know? And I didn't know this, and I still haven't done the research yet, but we need to investigate more. That Bascom Hill was a cemetery. There's
See,
grave there.
until you told me that, I did not know.
I had no idea, and I grew up in Madison.
I know that Bascom Hill is part of the University of Wisconsin, and I didn't, you know, it never would have occurred to me that it was a cemetery at any particular time.
Well, that and then
And that's also where Bascom Hall was built.
right, but then there's the other thing. Well, that also explains why there's those ghost walk tours there on the campus too. You know, because
No, that explains
a
that,
lot.
to me. It explains quite a bit comparing to what stories I've heard about stuff up there.
Right.
Not just because of the ghost walk tours, but
No,
also
but
because
also the hauntings in the
you
different
know
buildings up there.
people have talked about different buildings up there having activity and some weird stuff happening, and
Well, there was
so
also a lot of uh, tragedies in some of those buildings that took place. You know,
yeah.
losing stunts gone wrong. Um, you know, I mean, it's a Big Ten college. We could go on and on about things that could have happened there. Um,
Or things that did happen there.
right. Um, now here's and then I always thought, growing up in the neighborhood, I always thought Forest Hill Cemetery was the oldest in Madison.
Right?
Guess what? I was wrong.
Oh no, you were wrong, Joe.
This guy
How
told
in
me
the hell has that happened?
he told me that there was
You're always right. You're right about everything.
told me he told me that it was I think he said now correct me. I read this to you. I think he said it was Orton Park.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's right.
Okay.
Sorry
That's
that I'm
where,
yawning
that's,
sometimes. I'm tired.
that's where he said the city
Long day.
cemetery used to be was Orton Park. Okay.
Yeah.
And he moved all those graves and everything. They didn't get them all apparently, but they moved them to Forest Hill Cemetery. Hmm. Wouldn't that create some bad juju
If they didn't get them all, no. Yeah, it would create some bad stuff.
in
Yeah.
both places? I mean, that explains why you see those stories about, oh, I'm jogging through Forest Hill Cemetery on the path, going from one side to the other, Glenway to
Yeah.
over your Highland and Regent area. And it's like, there goes my Walkman or my whatever, my iPod. Batteries just went dead. But I left the
Mhm.
house fully charged 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
How could that happen? You know, and we've gotten a lot of those stories. I mean, fortunately for us, our equipment didn't go dead in the cemetery the two times we were there, but you know, we might not have been in the right spot at the right time.
True.
You can't expect to find anything or something every single time you go out. It doesn't happen that way. That's not how this works. It's not Hollywood. You know, we've gone to locations and you can find something 1 minute and you can go back there 2, 3 weeks later and find nothing. You know, you keep going out to the same site day after day for months, not find nothing, and then all of a sudden you get something. You know,
Yeah.
it's all trial and error and a little bit of
Well,
luck.
okay, for one thing, spirits don't perform on demand,
On demand, right?
right? They perform when they want to perform. As in, they do whatever they want to when they want to do it.
Yeah,
You know, and
and if
you
there
can
was,
try certain things and maybe get a provoked action out of them if you're lucky.
if you're lucky,
But they'll do what they want. They're not gonna.
you know, I mean, if you do your research enough, you might sit there and catch one of the ones that's like on a loop, which means, you know,
That would be
they
a
show up like
residual.
on the
A
anniversary
residual.
of their right. They show up
Yeah,
like on the anniversary of their death at a certain time,
yeah.
or
A lot of
something like
times,
that.
that's what you get whenever you're out doing some of these
You know,
investigations in places. You'll get the ones that are just basically residual, and it happens at the same time on the same day, of the year. Sometimes you'll catch some of the residuals that are um, that sit there and they'll do it at the same time, but they'll just keep repeating each
hello,
day.
how you
What's up,
doing?
boys? What's up, boys? How are you?
Hi, David.
How are you, Mark in St. Joe? I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. I remember I was on the show a while back, and now we are co-creators with Paraflix. So I just wanted
We're
to come
not.
on and show you some support and see what's going on.
Well, we're no longer part of
Oh,
Paraflex.
we had creative
Sorry.
differences with them.
Okay.
So
Sorry
no,
about that.
that's
I
fine. That's
apologize.
fine.
Okay. Okay. How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing good.
We won't talk about that. We'll just talk about what you guys are doing and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you support, whether you're there or not, and stuff like that, because you guys have been nothing but nice to me and things like that. And
Oh, we try. We
No,
try.
that's the point. We try to make sure we're nice to all of our guests and
yo,
try to
you're
make
you're
sure that
fine.
we promote them.
You're fine, man. So what's been going on? What's going on in the Great White North of Wisconsin? What's going on up there?
Well, it's finally getting warmer, so I mean, we're going to be hitting the road soon.
Where are you guys going?
We've got a few locations, but the one I don't know if I can really say too much yet
Yeah.
because it's
You don't
totally
have
been
to. Yeah.
confirmed. But the
Okay.
one is not so much paranormal as it is more. Well, it could be paranormal. They said there's been stories there,
Okay.
but it's we're gonna travel to Iowa
Okay.
um, later in the year and go see that's the spot where the day the music died. You know,
Oh,
Balance,
wow.
Big Popper.
Yeah,
Sure. What? That's Holly,
it
Richie
was Buddy
Valance,
Holly,
and
Richie Valens, and Big
yeah,
Balance,
Popper.
Big
yeah.
Popper.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, that's a sad sight. It really
It
is.
is.
It's. I mean, that's the beginnings of what everybody talked about of the end of society as we know it, because people were moving their hips and stuff like that. So
Right. And then the song.
Follow in the steps of Elvis.
Uh,
yeah.
Mark Twain wrote that song after that too. American Pie.
Yeah, I'm super proud. I have that album by Don McLean, an actual album, not
Yeah,
CD or MP3 and stuff like
fine.
that. And when you play that, you just think back and go, you know, if just people would listen to what Richie Valens did, or what Buddy Holly did, or Big Bopper and stuff like that. I mean, you know, You look at modern guitar, and it was all started kind of like in that sense, and just the influence that they had from soul and jazz and just different things. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they even had Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on that plane.
What's that?
Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on that plane,
Oh,
but he
really? I did not know
Waylon-
that.
No, here's I think if I remember the story correctly, Waylon lost a coin toss
Yeah, he lost the coin toss to Richie Valens.
to Ricky Vallon. And what it was is the Big Bopper and no, I can't even.
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly.
Mm-hmm.
They chartered the plane
Okay.
and they went back because the bus broke down. They went back and said, "Hey guys, we got the plane. We got this plane. We got room for one more.
Gotcha.
And who wants to go?" And it was a toss up between Waylon Jennings and Ricky Vallon, and I think Waylon was the one that said, "Let's just flip a coin for it." Flip the coin.
Wow.
Ricky won it, and the rest is history. It's kind of weird how fate kind of steps in there and throws a little curveball at everybody.
I still think there needs to be a movie made about Waylon Jennings, though, of the influence he had on music and just stuff. So, one of the unsung heroes of, early country or country music or just straight rock and roll. I mean, if you listen to his stuff, I mean, it's blues with country twang and rock and roll like mixed and just incredible. So just incredible music. So
yeah, it is.
Part of the Highwayman.
Have I what?
I said he was part of the Highwayman.
Oh yeah.
And he was also famous for showing his hands, but not his face on TV. I mean, think about it. If he was on that plane, you think the Dukes of Hazzard might have actually taken off?
What's funny is I was just thinking about that, and I didn't want to do that because that's what everybody would go to, like, oh, he's the guy who wrote the theme song to Dukes of Hazzard. But yeah, I mean, like, seriously, can you really think of like catchy tunes for like TV shows? Of course there's many and stuff like that, and you have the one for Friends and this and stuff like that, but just a good old boy, never meaning no harm.
Everybody can relate to that song.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Been in trouble with the law since the day I was born.
Especially the kids from our era.
Yeah, Rebel.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
That's all we ever did is have brushes with doing stuff stupid and possibly get in trouble.
Sorry. No, it's I mean, and tell me somebody who wasn't glued to the TV, who wasn't going to watch what Uncle Jesse, Luke and Bo Duke, Daisy, Cooter, Boss Hog, and we're gonna do that week. I was watching every week. I wanted to see the car jump again. And you're like, why doesn't that car ever break? What is going on there? Oh, I didn't know about TV magic then, but
yeah. Believe it or not, that show inspired me to get to get the car that I actually had. I had a 1970 Dodge Charger 500.
Oh wow!
So,
do you still have
it?
I
know. No, I wished I did.
Did you sell it for $1 to somebody, or did it just break down?
No. Let's just say, going back to what I said earlier, brushing, having little brushes with.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Were you going too fast, or
possibly?
Okay. Were your parents involved?
Possibly.
Watching them that made me a Mopar fan when I was growing up.
Was there somebody knocking on your door in a uniform to talk to your parents, Mark?
Yeah, actually, I believe they were.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that. I understand where you're coming from. Totally understand that. So what
But it
what
was
else is
fun.
what
It was fun
what,
at the
what
time.
yeah, what else is going on with you guys? What are you guys doing, man? So
Well, we got our last guests coming up Friday.
okay, who do you got coming on?
We've got True North Paranormal from Canada.
Nice. They're good people, man. They're really good people, man.
We had,
Absolutely.
Yeah, last Friday we talked to Cornerstone.
yeah.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
some of the
Oh,
people from them. They were fun. That was a lot of fun.
Good, man.
we're going to release some footage that we were going to release on Paraflex
Mhm.
only. So we're going to release some past footage as I repackage it.
Good.
Of basically the behind the scenes bonus footage that nobody saw before.
Sure.
So we've
Sure,
seen
man.
a lot of it from our past guests, all our past guests. We've got all this bonus footage we're sitting on, so we're going to slowly
Good,
repackage
man.
it and release it. We've got a Morse code footage we're going to show here in a little while. That
Yeah,
we
we think it's Morse code. It's
Yeah,
kind of
well, that's the first thing that came to both of our minds.
yeah.
I sit there and I hesitated just to see if you'd catch it too, and we both said it right around the same time. How you doing,
Okay.
Hey Tom.
Tom? We can't say the name of the place, but it's a local place,
Okay.
and the building is like, what was it, 17 something,
18
17
is like I think
early
early
1800s.
1800s.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Okay.
they saved it. They bought the place up, saved it from the demo ball.
Nice.
Put over $1 million to restore this place.
I did
And
download those pictures, by the way, Joe.
did you?
Yep.
So
Nice.
I sat there, and they were up on the third floor of this building.
Okay.
Uh, Mark and my wife. This was like, what was it, about 3 weeks ago? We were there 2, 3 weeks ago. We were just going there
I
thinking we
think
were going to
so.
talk to the owners. Okay, that it was
That
just
was
going
the
to
original. That was the
okay,
original thing. We were going to talk to the
drive around,
owners.
find out about the people, find out about the history, look at some of the evidence and the pictures that they had, and so on and so forth. And then they invited us to go through the building by ourselves with our equipment, so we did.
Okay.
We plan to go back too.
Okay. Okay.
So we went up there. My wife and Mark were up on the third floor doing some recordings and some EVP sessions and stuff. And I was just down on the second floor with my camera, just standing still.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I didn't hear it with the naked ear. Okay. I didn't hear any of this stuff. I thought I would hear when I got home. I thought I'd hear what was the furnace and, the building settling and it was like metal, the metal popping of a furnace when it goes on and off.
Sure.
Newer furnace, when
Yeah.
it's all aluminum.
Yeah.
Because it was like a big one, and it was like right in the stairway as you come up.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'd hear that because it was pretty noisy coming up the stairs, but I didn't hear any of that. But all of a sudden, we get the footage home. I'm reviewing it, and Mark's sitting here with me, and we're reviewing it, and we both look, and it's like it sounded like we heard Morse code. It's real faded. It's very hard. We've tested it here to see if we show it, if you'll be able to hear it.
Yeah. Try it. Let's see what it does, and I'll turn up my volume all the way so if I can
Real
try to hear
faded.
it.
It's very
Start
faint.
right away in
Quiet.
the video. It's about a 3-minute video.
I'm actually going to mute my mic so I don't get any bleed out.
Yeah, I'll try that too.
Down.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And that way, and it's weird because he had it full blast on the video. I had my headset full blast, and my computer's got better sound than the old one I had, and I still very faintly heard it.
Okay.
think that's where it ended.
All right, did you want him to run it again?
I heard it. It's
Yeah, it's a real pattern.
Yeah.
yeah. I heard it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Brian, it's really, for some reason it's really faint on
I will
from
post
Joe's
the
computer. I
video.
don't know how come
I will
it's
post
that
it
way.
to Facebook when we're done here.
Yeah, it's right at the beginning. So just I would recommend putting in or listening through headphones or something like that. If you're not listening through headphones, then you're probably not going to hear it. So absolutely, but no, yeah, I heard it. It was like seriously, it was this.
Yeah, it sounded like Morse code the way
Yeah,
we heard
absolutely,
it.
absolutely. Oh, and hey, Brian, what's going on? Sorry, my buddy in Canada. So
Well,
Yeah,
unfortunately, that it was very faint. I don't know why it's coming in real
we
faint.
didn't hear that until we got home. I didn't hear it with naked
Yeah,
sitting there.
he played back the video and we could hear it at that point.
wow, but that's cool, you know. So it's those
All right,
those are
Joe.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, all right, Joe, he can share this picture.
Oh.
Yeah, the building that says what does that say? Something hall on it.
Yeah.
That was the building we were in.
So anyway, this picture is one of them that they got from the historical society there,
Okay.
and nobody noticed that. I noticed almost immediately when I seen it what's kind of different in the picture. And if I remember right, I believe this picture was taken at a time where they had to actually have the lens cap off for like a couple of minutes or something like that in order to actually get the picture.
This was the late 1700s or early 1800s.
It was like early 1800s.
Okay.
I may be wrong about the camera itself. You know, it might have been one of those that you just do the flash powder and takes the picture, right? But do you see any kind of anomaly in that picture?
Right on the road.
Whereabouts?
In between the two posts. So there's the people gathered on the right hand side, and then there's the post that goes to left, right, and then there's a post right in the middle of the road, and then there's something right in the middle right there.
Right here?
Yep, that's it.
He caught it before we did.
He caught it. No, he caught it about like I did. Right. I'm gonna bring it in a little for you.
Yeah, it's right there. Yep, that's it.
Can you see what it is?
Well, it looks like a gray. Or something that's got a tailbone, or something that looks like a tail.
How's that? Can you see it better?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's got shoulders, a head, legs.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a tail. Yeah, that's whoever took that picture has got a good get in the 1700s.
You see this here is the curb line.
Yeah.
It goes
absolutely.
right through that.
Yeah. So
My first reaction was this a double exposure?
okay.
And the guy's like, no, this is from the original picture that was taken at the time.
Okay.
What you're looking at.
Yeah, I was going to ask you this real quick question, Mark. Okay. So we've got this, whether it be a dog or cat, right by there too, right below it.
Mm-hmm.
Did he explain why that didn't come through over the curb or no?
Nope. He had no clue. He didn't even. He
Pictures from the historical.
had been. He got the picture from the historical society.
Okay.
He had been showing this to other people who were interested in doing investigations.
Okay.
And I was the first one. He tells me straight out, I was the first one to notice the anomaly, and no one else noticed it.
Okay. Can I say one thing? And I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm not trying to be a jerk right here. try to reverse your eyes and look at it like you're looking at a dog, because I see a dog's face and
That's
ears.
exactly what it is.
Okay. Good. Okay. Thank you.
That's
Like a
that.
dog, two dogs, or a dog,
This is a dog, and this is
Yeah.
a dog.
Okay.
But that
Okay.
one's
So
better
at
than
least you guys
dog.
know I'm looking at things right and not just like
No,
jumping
yeah,
to
yeah.
conclusions. Yeah. Okay.
And actually, this one,
Uh-huh.
from my perspective, looks like a Queensland healer.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But
I mean,
you can seriously see through.
But see, the
dog.
other one's almost got the shape of a pig with a curled tail.
It's not a
Yeah.
pig. It's not a pig. It's a dog. It's one of those smaller like ankle biter type dogs,
mhm.
the kind you like to drop kick over a fence.
Or the ones that bounce when they bark.
But you can see the curb. You can see the curb through it. And here's the weirdest part.
Okay.
I've got a saying: anything that bounces when it barks, it's not a dog.
So here's the weirdest part. You can see the shadow too.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
See the
Right.
shadow here?
Yeah. Right down
And
here.
this
yeah.
one has a faint shadow here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's it's a really good get, because you look at it right here and you're thinking one thing because of the way it looks, but then you're looking at the other thing.
But
and
if
it's
you
like,
look,
yeah,
right.
I was
But
like,
if you look
that's-
at all the other objects and people and everything in the
Ooh.
picture, they don't have that same transparency.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
It was that right there because of the way it looked, how transparent it looked, and plus,
Sure.
that
Sure.
caught my eye.
Yeah, man, that's a good one.
The building's got a lot of activity from what we've heard.
Yeah, the building has a hell of a lot of activity from what we've heard.
It's got a lot of history. It
Okay.
hosts a ballroom. Back then, it was a ballroom upstairs.
Okay.
What was it? The Masons also had one of those floors for a while.
It's always
at
the
one
Masons.
At one
And their
time,
Masons
Masons had
and
a
stuff are still there
thing
in the
there.
walls.
Mm-hmm. It's always the Masons, isn't it? It's always the Masons.
Yeah, Tom, it could have been a Springer or a Scotty there.
Could have been. That's just one of those weird pictures of, because you said your friend said it wasn't double exposed, right?
Right.
Well, he got it from the Historical Society, so he wouldn't even know if it was a double exposure or not.
I don't think
at the time.
anybody would know. I mean, you'd have to be the one to take a picture to know.
And Tom does make a
Photo
point
expert.
too, because the dogs could have been moving and with shutter speed.
Yeah.
But
there's all kinds of. I mean, we're no photo experts.
no,
It was
no,
just-
I'm not a
No,
photo
no.
expert. I just noticed it. I asked them. They told me, yeah, go ahead and snap a couple of pictures with your phone.
Okay.
And those are pictures of the picture snapped with
Sure.
my phone.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
of course, it made it look a little more clear too at that point.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking that it's probably a dog was coming through the street going to bite the other dog or something like that. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Mark?
Honestly, don't know.
Interdimensional.
I
mean,
like
I don't know.
said,
I'm not trying to
honestly,
make
don't know.
fun. I just
know
don't
that-
know. Yeah.
Right,
It's just there.
but
yeah.
I do know that people have put reports out there that they have seen spirits of animals.
Sure.
And
absolutely.
a lot of times spirits of dogs that have recently passed and they're still around their owner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just weird. Like when I was looking at it the one way, I'm just seeing everything like that, and then it was almost like if you remember, like in the early '90s of it, when it had like, they would have the things set up in the mall when you would go to the mall or something like that of those things when you had to cross your eyes to actually see the picture.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of like that, and then I started looking at it going, well, that looks like a dog. So and I didn't want to offend you or anything like that.
No.
But it's kind of
anything you want to talk.
Yeah, it's
We want other people's point of views.
Yeah, but it's kind of like sometimes when people are like, look at this, and you're like, well, I see this. And no, it's not that. Ah! It's kind of like Khan, Kirk
Yep.
and stuff like that. Khan.
Okay, now you brought something up. Which one of
Oh,
those did you like? Did you like the original or did you like the remake?
oh, the Star Trek movies.
Yes.
Well, my father was a huge Star Trek fan. So when the first one came out, with everybody, we went to this huge theater. It was probably about 1,000. I don't know. I was young, so I'm probably exaggerating. It just seemed really big to me. And the movie manager was a huge Trekkie, so he was in the movie. I like the new ones; they're great.
I was a little worried.
I think, but I think they pay tribute to it really well.
They do. I agree. I agree.
What about you, Joe? No?
Yeah, I like the newer ones. I think they did a great job casting it.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a big Shatner fan either, though. I mean, that guy. Every time you see him, he got stereotyped so badly as Kirk. That's all you see when you see him now. Is you see this old fat guy as Kirk.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what movie he's in. It's just
yeah,
Kirk, and it's sad that he got.
Yeah, it is, and I really. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I
mean, I consider him one of Hollywood's worst actors because he can only act one way. He only talks one way.
What are you talking about, Joe?
Yeah, exactly.
But he does have a really iconic line of when they do the crossover, with Next Generation and Star Trek, with the Nexus and stuff like that. And when he finally dies and he just looks up and he goes, "Oh my," and you're like, "What? Fuck off, Kirk. I hate you." Sorry. But you know what? It's just one of those things. He steals a scene right then. He's got Malcolm McDowell right there, who's just this great actor. He goes,
"Yep.
Oh my," and and then no, I enjoy them all. I really think Abrams came through with a reboot. And these are the things that you have to worry about with these classic things. It's just like when people remaster the Beatles albums or the Stones albums, stuff like that. There's going to be these purists that are only looking at this, and then you look back and you go, Star Trek only had like 50, 60 episodes in its first run. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a long running show. It was like 2 seasons or something like that.
Actually, I don't even know if they hit 2 seasons.
Did they? Or I'm sorry. I'm not.
I know
that much.
I know that it got rebooted. It may have went 2 seasons, but I know it got rebooted after a while because there was more of a following than they thought was happening.
I enjoy the Next Generation.
Abrams was involved with the show Lost, and I watched it. I actually enjoyed it at the beginning, and then when it got closer to ending, to the end of the series, I felt it kind of went off the rails.
I was so invested in that show, dude. You have no idea. It was like week to week. Entertainment Weekly was at its height. They would have like a 9-page review of the Lost episode, and you're like, "What is going on?"
Well, that's the thing. I really did like it and got into it until it got towards the end.
It's kind of
towards the end. It kind of just went off the rails.
So when that one guy showed up on the island, I could only see one person then. I couldn't see him as this tiny little professor dude on the island or something.
Oh, you mean the time traveler? Yeah, okay.
Jeremy Davies.
Yeah. So.
And all I could see was Charles Manson because he played Charles Manson in the Shelter movie.
Yeah, and it's similar. I really enjoyed The Walking Dead, and then it just kind of like, all right, I don't watch it anymore. Just, it's still cool if it's on and I can see it. It's okay. It's not like it's a worst thing on TV or anything like that. But yeah,
right.
Yeah, but Lost.
But then you got to look too with Abrams' first movie, Cloverfield. That
Dude.
kind of bombed.
Yeah, dude, but you know what? I'm a
He-
big fan of kaiju and monsters.
Oh yeah, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Godzilla. You know, if I bring up my hockey skates right now, you'll see on the top of them it says Godzilla. You know, that's my name. So so I enjoyed it. It just got into the thing of the Blair Witch of every, oh, I'm getting sick and oh, it's shaking this way. But yeah, is it a good movie?
Well,
You know,
Well, then you got 10 Cloverfield Lane,
hold on.
it's a good
which
movie.
supposedly tied in as well.
Yes, it did.
And then when he produced the one for Netflix called Cloverfield Paradox,
yeah,
that one tied them all three in together.
Oh, absolutely.
Perfectly.
Yeah, because then
that actually, for me, that actually explained the original Cloverfield for me.
Gotcha.
Better.
Okay. Yeah. And it's a thing too of just like a lot of people, you know, they didn't notice the ship landing in the ocean. You know, they weren't paying attention. They were just trying to see this and things like that. Yeah, dude. But yeah, I'm a sucker for kaiju movies. You know, Pacific Rim, anything like that.
Oh, Pacific Rim was awesome. Uprising was
good.
awesome.
Yeah, it's so good, dude. I'm like, yeah, look at these.
And hey, did you know that Netflix made an anime series of it?
No. And I also heard that they're
and
also
it's actually good.
Yeah, they're also supposed to come out with another anime Godzilla that's kind of based on the Shin Godzilla. You know, yeah, I was one of like the 18,000 people in America that saw Shin Godzilla. You know, and like people were in there thinking they were going to see a Godzilla
I'm one
movie.
Of them too.
Yeah, you know, and it's subtitles and stuff like that. And I saw people walking out. I go, this is incredible. What? No, I just wanted to see shit smashed. Hit the brick, son. Go watch Ultraman. So,
yeah, there you go.
So
but
yeah,
I do have another picture queued up. It's one I took with my cell phone, like
what do you got?
Way back when.
Oh, geez.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's see. I'll tell you the story on this. I was on my way home from work.
Okay.
And you see the white cloud here, right?
Yes.
The stretched out white cloud. Well, when I first seen it and thought it looked really, really cool, this entire interior section of the cloud was imposed with a really dark black cloud, looked like a thundercloud. And you could literally see the outline of the white cloud behind it. And I'm thinking, oh, that'd be a cool picture. So when I got to a spot where I could stop, I got my phone out and got it all ready. Okay. By the time I got up on it to take the picture, this is all that was left. So I went ahead and snapped the picture. Didn't really look at it until after I got home. But this little section right here, for some reason, that little red triangle kept doing like this, trying to focus on it.
Okay.
So when I looked at it on my cell phone, I was like, looks like I might have, I didn't catch exactly what I wanted because I wanted that whole black cloud.
Sure.
So I transferred it over to the computer so I could do this.
Oh, that's real interesting right there.
And I started looking at it, and it doesn't look like a cloud imposed over it, at least in my perspective.
Looks like it's in front of it.
I let people tell me what they think they're seeing there.
I'm thinking it looks like it's in front of it. To me, it looks like the white's in the back, and it looks like it's trying to go back into that. Yeah, you got something there. I don't know. Was it a 747 flying through?
No. This is stationary. Whatever this was stationary because it took me a couple of good seconds to really get the right angle that I wanted. And like I said, that red square kept zooming in and out, trying to lock on it.
Well, in June, everybody's got to release their findings. So CIA, NSA, Homeland Security, everything like that about
That's
UFOs.
maximum zoom.
So yeah, I mean, this is, pardon me, this is a UAP. You know, I don't know what it is. Unidentified aerial phenomenon is what they like calling it now, instead
That's
of
what they're
UFOs.
calling it now.
Yes. They still call them UFOs, but they think it's outdated, and they think UAP or SAP, submerged aerial phenomenon, or for the ones that go in and then come back out. And that was with the Go Fast one that was filmed off of California with the Super Hornets that were following it, and then they
That
just
were
said,
trying to follow it and couldn't keep up.
yeah, the ones that said basically it went from 80,000 feet to 200 feet in about 2 seconds, and then was just right over it, and then just said, okay, we're done with you. So hey Dale, how are you? Good get, dude. Another good get. It's just one of those things that you look up, dude. You're gonna see stuff, and you're gonna understand once you start looking up. You're gonna understand what is the space station. You're gonna understand, because I mean, you can go online and find out when the ISS is flying over. You can understand what is the satellite. You can understand this.
Yeah.
But when something starts flying and then it stops and it goes the other way, and then you have to look for, if it's military, maybe it's lights out and it's only going to have the red light, blinking instead of the white red lights of a normal, commercial aircraft or private aircraft. And then just look. Oh, look at my beautiful friend, Brian John Laverty. How are you?
You know what?
What, buddy?
I can't believe you guys were actually talking about Star Trek.
What's wrong with that? Star Trek's cool shit, man.
Compared to what it's like, compared to what TV is like now, and then going back and watching Star Trek, it's like it's like two completely different worlds, for God's sake.
Well, it was the 1960s, Brian. Come on.
Like, honest to God.
He's making out with a girl in green makeup all over her body. I'm an alien.
Hey, come on. Yeah, you cannot sit there and tell me you did not envy Kirk, because that man made out with every alien available.
Can I tell you a story?
And not only that, he also snuggled with the Tribbles.
That's right.
Okay, so I didn't catch part of that because I was trying to fix my headphones. I'm assuming you're talking about the main character, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Captain Kirk.
Yes, Kirk.
Okay, so I got a story to tell you about him, okay? A little story.
What'd you do to him?
Okay. He doesn't like me very much.
Tom says Orion slave girls were hot. Yes, they were. They had mini skirts and high boots.
So you guys, obviously, hello, by the way, my name is Brian John, and Huntophobia, you know that. So obviously Dave knows me and stuff like that. And obviously another Paraflix, you know what, this piece of crap, like, honest to God.
Brian, you haven't been listening.
Anyway, so you guys don't know this, but I'm an actor also. And so I was getting some headshots done by this really famous photographer in Toronto. Well, she happened to take his pictures quite a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And he was, so I asked her, I said, so what is he like? Is he a nice guy? Is he whatever? And she goes, no, he was probably the biggest prick that I ever took pictures of. And I'm going to go as far as this. I'm going to say this, okay? And I go, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, first of all, he was an alcoholic. He was drinking while we were taking pictures. And then second of all, for some reason, he didn't like the photographer.
Okay.
So his assistant, if he wanted something done, she would have to speak to the assistant to speak to him. He was literally 4 feet in front of her.
Tell her I'm not going to pose that way.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So
Excuse me, Marco. William is not going to pose that way.
Yes. So she would say, "Can you get him to move his feet over?" So the assistant would have to tell him to move his feet
Oh, my Lord.
over. Yeah, and she said he was one of the worst people to take pictures of. And can you imagine, like, saying, "I don't want to speak to you. You have to speak through my assistant." That's literally 4
That's
feet
incredible.
away from
Yeah. Oh.
from her. It's
But-
like,
That's when you know you made it, though. You know, of like, you don't
Oh
have to
my.
speak to anybody, and there's a buffer in between you that's 2 feet away. The person's 4 feet away, and you have your assistant
Come
speak to
on.
them. They come to you, whisper in your ear, and you're like, no.
she's one of
And-
she is one of the best photographers in Canada.
Uh-huh.
And this woman's, like, her photography
he's-
is
is it-
absolutely incredible.
Is
He's
it he
Canadian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
was
Canadian.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
he's
about to
Canadian.
ask that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's Canadian.
yeah,
But
that's hilarious.
when she told me the story, I was just sitting there with my mouth open. I go, "You got to be sorry. I'm going to say this. You got to be fucking kidding me that he was fucking doing that." And she goes, "Yeah." And I had
Billy
to take.
Shatner.
And she said, "I was literally there for 3.5 hours. It would have taken an hour if I didn't have to relay every single fucking message through the
Wow.
assistant."
Wow.
And she said he was one of the worst people to take pictures of.
That's a
and-
great story, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun.
No, it is. It's a great
No,
story, bro.
it's awesome.
It's just
Now on the flip side of that, I said to her, "Who is the best person whoever was famous to take their pictures?" And she said the best person in the world was Celine Dion.
I believe
Who?
that.
I believe
Celine
Who?
Dion.
Celine Dion.
who's that?
She
Celine
is
Dion,
a
the
Canadian singer.
Who?
She sang the okay, now he's just being a dink.
Of course. Come on.
So but she said that she was so nice and so generous. She was actually taking pictures of her, and something I think her assistant, her mother, was in the hospital. She'd met her for the very first time and sent this woman that she had never met a bunch of flowers to the hospital room
Wow.
for her
That's
mother.
awesome.
And
That's awesome.
you know, us Canadians, some of us can be pricks and some of us can be really nice. There's your point of the story right there.
Wow. when you're Billy Shatner, you know, it's you can do what you want. So
Now
Yeah.
he may be Canadian, but the last I heard, he was living in Iowa.
oh wow.
Oh, is he really? Well, see, there's
That's
the
the last
problem
I
right
heard.
there.
Joe and Mark, you might know this one. This is my buddy's phrase. He lived in Minnesota most of his life. So he goes, "Who hates Iowa? We hate Iowa." So
Actually, I think most of the Midwest
Well,
hates Iowa.
it's also,
I have no
well,
opinion. I've never been.
Brian,
what
here's,
Iowa
here,
stands for, don't you?
What's that?
You know what it stands for, don't you?
Iowa?
Iowa, yeah.
No, I don't.
Idiots out wandering around.
dude. Listen, Brian. My wife's from the Dakotas, and they're called Iowegians. Okay, they all drive Buicks. Okay, they all drive Buicks in the fast lane, going about 35 miles an hour. So it's no joke, man.
That sounds
It's
rolling.
straight.
That
It's
sounds
straight
about
fact.
right.
Yeah, it's straight fact. Like, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah.
I'm just on a Sunday drive, and it's Friday at rush hour.
Yeah,
It's
well,
okay.
you know, Wisconsinites have
High in that town, huh?
we have nicknames for a few of the people around, you know, like Illinoisers, we call them Flatlanders or Fibs.
I've never been to Iowa, so I really don't have an opinion.
And Iowa people, we call them idiots out wandering around.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Iowegians.
That's hilarious.
Oh my
That's
god.
Well,
Yo,
you know, I did the mistake of, well, David knows this story, but I kind of got rid of Facebook. I still had the groups.
I think
but
they got rid of you, didn't they?
Well, they kind of got rid of me, actually. Yeah. They kept on putting me in Facebook jail, and I don't know why. So, I have no idea why.
All right,
Like-
Brian, who'd you piss off?
No, I don't know. Like,
Everyone.
30 days would go by, and I go, "Oh, great, I'm out of Facebook jail." And then a day and a half later, I'm
Boom.
back in
Done.
it.
Again.
About the only way they ever put you in Facebook jail is if you get a lot of people complaining about you,
Oh,
or you make some off the wall lewd comment.
Well, the funny thing is, the only time I was posting was in my private and the public group chats for Huntophobia. So obviously somebody had a real problem with me and kept on reporting me. I don't know why. I'm a fucking awesome guy. You know,
hey, Brian, do you have your TV on?
No.
Okay, there was a
No.
bright light that just flashed behind you.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
a,
don't
there
even-
was something
You know what? Don't even.
No, I'm not
No,
joking.
he's
I'm not
serious.
joking.
No,
There's
Brian, he is serious. I seen it.
Oh,
too.
I
There
know,
was
I
something
see.
that flashed
Listen.
behind you.
Yeah, listen, I see it all the time.
okay.
It's always here.
Okay, just let you know.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You need to put your grid up, dude.
What do you mean?
Put your grid up and see what's.
Well,
there.
it's funny because over the last couple of days, I've been dealing
yeah,
with
since
the
we
medium.
talked last, right?
Been
Since we
dealing
talked
with the
last.
medium, dealing with the
yeah.
medium, and he's really teaching me how to open up to my abilities,
Mhm.
and then on top of that, how to protect myself a lot better than what I've been doing.
That was
So-
weird, dude. That was bright, right, Mark? That was really
Yeah.
bright, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Joe,
was
did you
pretty
see
bright.
that?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you could actually, later on redo the, go back through.
Dale Kismet,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Hi, Dale.
Hey, what's up?
How are you, Dale?
Is your camera out?
No,
Oh,
there.
There it is.
There's Dale. Dale, how are you?
Hey, I look like a wild man.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good, dude. We're all just kind of hanging out and having a great discussion. So
Yeah, we really didn't have a guest today, so we figured we'll just
Oh.
free-for-all it.
and Joe who appeared with Joe? What's going on?
That's his wife.
Oh, okay. Hi, Joe wife. So
Just wait a few minutes. She'll probably stick her tongue in his ear or something.
nice. That's incredible. And then you'll be in Facebook jail.
Yeah,
There you go.
so like I was saying, I was in Facebook jail for 30 days, and
Wow.
then I would get out of Facebook jail, and then I would day and a half later I'd be back in, and then again 30 days, and then I would come back, and a day and a half later, and this time, the second time, it allowed me to stay on Facebook for about 4 days until I got into Facebook jail again. So I said, okay, enough's enough. I deleted the account, or I deactivated the account, and I haven't been on Facebook for about 2 months, only going through another way, posting stuff on my group pages.
Nice.
So today I decided that, okay, I'm just going to create another account and hopefully.
Is that why you friended me today?
Well, no,
Okay.
I didn't friend you that. Well, I didn't really want to friend you. It came up that
What?
where all people and I saw you there, and I kind of felt bad if I didn't. So
Wow.
So not only is Facebook throwing you in Facebook jail, they're guilting you into
And to like
friending
friending
people you don't want.
people.
to friend.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm in TikTok jail right now. So
Are you really?
yeah.
Why?
Oh my gosh.
They said I've been friending people too fast.
Oh yeah.
And so
It's only-
because I'm at like 9:30 for them, so I want to get 1,000 so I can go live. But yeah, they were just like, "What are you doing?" So
So-
Brian, go on.
So when you get into TikTok jail, it's usually about 12 hours.
Okay.
When it's something like that.
Okay.
So did you go and do those follow places?
No. I just was following everybody just so I can get the word
Okay.
out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, I wasn't
you
like,
got to be
hey,
careful of that.
yeah.
Once you get to 100, and if you've done it really quickly, you get thrown into jail.
Yeah,
You know
they
what?
would.
It doesn't matter what you do today.
I
You
know,
get
dude. I
thrown
got
in
I
jail
got
for
70
everything.
more. I got 70 more to get to 1,000. Then I can go live, and I'm not worried.
Oh,
about
really? I didn't realize you had that many.
9:30, brother. 9:30.
Wow, good for you.
I know.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I've never messed with TikTok.
Oh, dude, it's fun. Brian's down here. Brian's the guy. I mean, he's got one that went viral. What? Last time I checked, Brian, I saw what that one was at 180, like 50 or something.
It's almost 185,000 views.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Congratulations.
Yeah, he's got this really great one. The great part about it is not just the direct response, but the reaction from the people that you were investigating with that night too, Brian. So,
what ended up happening? I was at the Hermitage Ruins. I don't know if anybody here's heard of it before, but we were investigating this place, and then all of a sudden, these group of kids came in. They were stoned and they were drinking and all those things. And so they were really intrigued in what we were doing. And so I brought out the necrophonic and I just started saying, "What's your name?" And I said, "What's your name?" And I would say, "Can you say this?" And then boom, it said it.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but it was good. It was a good video. I think the reason why it got so many views is because of the reaction of the people that came.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Haley's the main girl that you see.
Sure.
She freaked out.
She did. It was great.
Great. She really freaked out. And it's a great kid. Great girl. But no, it's really good. It's TikTok is, why I went to TikTok, and I'll tell you why I went to TikTok is because right now it is the biggest platform to get your videos out there.
Yeah.
And if you want to get your videos out there, that's the way. I'm a little over 5,000 followers now.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem like a lot when there's billions of I think there's almost 1 billion people using it. But it's just another way to get your content out there.
Yeah.
And,
it really is. Really is. So,
Facebook is good. And the problem with all these other social platforms is that if you do the wrong thing,
you're done.
And it's not like you're doing it on purpose. Sometimes you could just do something that you don't realize is wrong. You're thrown right into jail. Yeah. Like I got a friend that's on there that made a kind of not necessarily a racist comment, but it was something along the lines of, brown people.
Yeah.
And he got a notification saying you can't use that word.
Yeah.
So, and I understand that you got to be careful. And
but still, you're saying brown people.
Yeah, that was all it was. Because now what they're doing now is they have what's called fact checkers. So it's basically people going through everybody's posts and making sure that they're using the proper words.
Yeah, but that still kind of seems a little nitpicky to me.
Well, I think because you got to remember.
I think it would be the context that it was used in.
Yeah, you got to remember that most people in the States are very fucking sensitive, and
I say, no, I got that. No, listen though.
In that way.
Here we're sitting here dropping the F-bomb, but yet brown people throw somebody in Facebook jail.
Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, it's I think Facebook has gone through a lot of issues, especially when they were taken to court.
They've taken a beating from
they spent hundreds and hundreds. They got hundreds and hundreds of $1 million in fines.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, like I said, they did take a beating, but it was a lot of it was brought on to themselves.
Yeah. And now WhatsApp. WhatsApp, Facebook owns WhatsApp now. And I have to be honest, WhatsApp is crap now. It's really crap, like honestly. And I know they're also the owners of Instagram too, right?
Yeah,
Aren't
they are.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Yep.
So again,
They got everything. They got
it's
everything,
being
bro.
careful. And I'll tell you, that's one of the main reasons why me and Mike decided to create our own social media platform for the paranormal and cryptics and supernatural and all that
Yeah, you
stuff.
guys should check it out. It's called Parapost. It's
Yeah.
really good. It's a
Yeah.
great community of where everybody can come together and
Yeah.
just kind of weed through everything else. I mean, obviously Brian knows more about it. It's his company and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, it's really good.
Find
So
that.
right now we're going through a major facelift, and the new site should be out either, I'm hoping by next week, the beginning of next week. So, but it's going to be great, and the new platform is absolutely amazing, and I've seen it, and I think it's really going to bring people to the site. That's for sure. So,
Cool.
So Dale, what's going on with you, man? You're sitting over there just listening. What's up?
He's sitting there chilling.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know,
just
huh?
kind of chilling a little bit. The problem with me is I've never actually gone much farther than Facebook. I mean,
Okay.
I have a Twitter account I never use.
Yeah.
I got a MySpace account which I never use. Who knows what's MySpace?
MySpace. Wow, that's a blast from the past. That's for sure.
That's awesome, Dale.
I've never went to Instagram. I've never went to. I have a Twitch account,
Okay.
but I've never had any TikToks or anything like that. Because to me, I don't know, it's a little bit confusing. But from what I've been hearing from everybody now is, and even today on the show here, that it is a good way, especially on TikTok, to get videos across. So that might be something I'll be exploring, because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff here coming up here this year. We got a lot of different places that we're going to be investigating, and I hope to be shooting a lot of live stuff there, and also to put together like a mini documentary when I'm there. One of the places that we're going to be doing a lot of work in is Gettysburg this year.
Oh,
Very cool.
Gettysburg's nice.
Going to be there for four full days.
Okay.
So
That's
basically,
cool.
I'm just going to be starting off with just touring the battlefield during the daytime. Day 1, day 2, and day 3, show everybody what basically happened, where all the historic locations are.
Sure.
What really gets me really excited about going to battlefields is doing a lot of work and seeing a lot of places on the battlefield that are unchanged from what they
Sure.
were back then. They have what they call witness trees, living trees that were there during the battle that are still there to this day. And I've been comparing a lot of old photographs that I have in my collection. A lot of stuff I found on Google and Google searches, and some books that I have on the Civil War, trying to show kind of like pictures like now and then. To me, that's very exciting to go back to a location in 2021 and see it basically unchanged from 1863.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing, and it really kind of, I will say, to me, I get a little emotional going to places like Gettysburg because of all the trauma.
It's a heavy place, Dale. It's heavy.
It is. It is, and I've been there at least almost a dozen times.
Okay.
And we're going back this year because I found a lot of neat places on the battlefield that most people don't go to.
Okay.
Places where generals were actually killed and they got a spot. Or there's a tree trunk here that was there during the time of the battle, where somebody had their head blown off or something like that. Not that I'm into gore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
a lot of times you go to locations like that. At least in my experience, we get evidence out there.
Sure.
And if nothing else, it's just a feeling of being there in the battlefield and seeing the battlefield pretty much unchanged as it is today.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing 3 days basically touring the battlefield, and every night, typically you could be on the battlefield legally until 10 p.m.
Okay.
So we're going to be out there for at least probably a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in darkness. low light conditions and trying to do, EVP experiments out there and different equipment that I use, going live, and then also shooting for shooting in 4K, basically for this documentary that I hope to post somewhere. So I was thinking of posting it up on YouTube. Maybe I'll look into something like TikTok now. I'll have to really kind of look into that to see about that. But
only 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's echoing.
You got questions?
I
Just
will
give me a
let you know
call.
there is going to be an update. You're going to be able to put 3-minute videos up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I
And-
was wondering when they were going to actually start doing that. Now that
Yeah.
they're becoming more and more popular and usable.
And
TikTok, Joe.
go ahead.
I know you can do that stuff on Twitch too.
Yeah, you can do Twitch.
Twitch,
Yeah.
I have an account. My friend has an account, and I've been hearing about these people that basically all they do is play games 24/7
Uh-huh.
on Twitch, and they have thousands of followers, and they make literally hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I'm not going to probably be like that, but I'm sure that there are paranormal channels pretty
There are.
much on Twitch.
There
Not
are.
as much as like the real-time gaming, but there are channels you can get on there that if you get your name out there, and you might make a little bit of money. Not that I'm really out there to make money. I'm really out to just to get this stuff out to the public so the public can actually see it. That's always been my endeavors. I mean, I don't know how the rest of you feel about that, but making money is fine. But I mean, I just like to get the information out to people
Sure.
in a logical sense, but also in a true sense, and not like TV ghost hunting type stuff, but really investigating. So that's what I try.
There's Go-
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will tell
hold-
you. Yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
Hold on. I just want to tell Dale real quick. Are you listening to the Civil War? It's a podcast by Richard Young Dongshai, and there is a 30-part series on it. It goes through the whole war, but there's a 30-part series about Gettysburg.
Wow.
And I just wanted to kind of give you that little information, because I know it sounds like you're super knowledgeable about it and you've been there a lot and stuff like that. And I don't know if you know about this, and it's not too long. It's about 30 minutes each episode, so you don't have to invest too much time, but it's really, 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 really good. So just type in the Civil War.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it's so good. It's really good.
I do a lot of stuff with the American Battlefield Trust. Basically, I've donated a lot of money to the American Battlefield Trust for saving battlefields.
Mhm.
In fact, one of the reasons I'm going back there is to see a presentation board that has my name on it. That's going to be on the battlefield for all eternity, which is really kind of cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, thanks for your support for that. I mean, they need to be saved.
Absolutely, and there's several other sections of the battle, especially around Culp's Hill right now, that they're trying to save right now, and they got a matching grant of $1. For each dollar you send in, it's matched for $12.67.
Wow.
I mean,
that's big, man. That's
big.
That's huge, man.
So I'm hoping.
I wish 401ks did that. So,
yeah, I'm gonna be sending in some money for that, just because I want to save this battlefield.
Sure.
I've been to a lot of other battlefields. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've stayed overnight. Did overnight investigations at Antietam.
Okay.
I've been out to Fredericksburg at night with the Park Rangers. I was the only. I'm not going to ring my little bell here, but I was the only paranormal investigator ever to investigate Gettysburg at night legally.
Oh.
And I did that for the television show Sightings.
Okay. You need to come down to North Carolina and go to Bentonville with me.
I've heard of Bentonville. I've never been to Bentonville yet.
That one is no joke, Dale. No joke. Rifle fire, cannon fire, everything in between. And then when you go in the woods, deep into the woods of where the North was dug in, there's something in there, and it's not Civil War. It's old. It's old. It's real old, and it doesn't like it when people are there. So yeah,
sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's so huge. And then there's also Goldsboro. Caught a great EVP there. I was going by a hill The battle was the 51st North Carolina and the 17th Mass, and they were going at it pretty well. And 17th Mass came over this one embankment of where the railroad tracks of where they were trying to blow up this bridge. The Union was trying to blow this up because it was going to disrupt everything, except there was another bridge right down the road. So a lot of people died for nothing, but they just wanted to blow this up. And so when I was walking by, my partner and I kind of separated, and I was going around this way and he was going around this way. And I got to this, and the EVP I had was, let's get him, and you could hear it. And I was like, I was kind of freaking out when I heard it first. I was like, are they talking about me? And he's like, no. He goes, it could have been the 51st North Carolina, or it could have been the 17th Mass coming over saying, let's get them. You know what I'm saying? Of almost like a battle cry. So yeah, battlefields they're heavy places, man. There's a lot of energy stored there. And it's really cool that you go in there, Dale, and it's really cool that you're trying to save these places.
Real similar to something an EVP we got when we were at Gettysburg. We were in the area between the Triangular Field and Devil's Den.
Okay.
If you're in that area, you pretty much know where I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And we were at the stone wall at the base of the Triangular Field, and that's where part of Hood's division and McClaw's division, mostly Texans and Arkansas Brigade, kind of shot up tried to get up that hill to capture the guns.
Yeah.
Cushing's battery up there. Mm-hmm. And then from there, capture Devil's Den and then get up the little round top. And so we were actually doing an EVP session. We had a brand new investigator on our team that this is her first investigation with us. And I said, well, you picked a good spot to be a first investigation at Gettysburg. You're going to have some stuff for sure. So we were doing I don't know how you guys feel about ghost boxes and so forth. I mean, when I first heard about them, I was very skeptical. Since then, I've had some great responses on ghost boxes. Not all the time, but we were using, I believe, either an SB7 or an SB11.
Okay.
And we were just asking questions, and we had trigger objects there. We actually had authentic Civil War bullets. They were there. We had actual Confederate money that I purchased in town before, and so it was like stuff that we had that were from that time period. And it was a very bloody battle, if you remember this, Gettysburg. But we were there, and I asked the question, were you wounded? Mm-hmm. And we get this male voice comes through, and he says, yeah. And I said, where were you wounded? And this says, in the eye. And immediately you hear in the EVP, my rookie investigator kind of groaning like that. And unbeknownst to me, I mean, later that evening, she went back to the hotel. She never came out the entire time we were investigating. Well, when she got back to Chicago, she quit the group. It was just that rough for her. But I mean, we've gotten some just crazy stuff in there. We were there last year, and we were actually sitting on the Devil's Den, which at night is kind of treacherous. You really got to watch where you're walking, because there are crevices there. And we were sitting there, and we had another group down in the Triangular Field. Mm-hmm. And suddenly that group down there started hearing what sounded like small arms fire. Boom, 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 like one after another. And then he called on it. We had two-way radio, so he called and he says, "Do you hear that?" Mm-hmm. And I said, "No, I don't." And the only reason I can explain that maybe we didn't hear that is it might have been what I like to call an acoustic anomaly, where basically they were in a lower section of terrain, and I was in a higher section, and maybe it had something to do with that. Maybe it had something to do with atmospheric conditions. But then, after he said that, he was still on the two-way radio asking me that. Then I heard two giant booms of cannon fire coming from down there.
It's so crazy when you hear that too, because you're like, okay. When I heard mine, I was like because with Bentonville, there's a road that goes through, and there's some houses around there, so you can hear dogs and things like that. But when you hear something that's so distinct, and Dale, you can back me up on this, of like cannon fire, you're looking around to make sure like there wasn't an accident or somebody's like shooting like a firework off or something like that, and there's nothing going on, and you're like, okay, you're thinking it has to be that. It just has to be that residual energy of something going on. So go ahead, Dale. I'm sorry.
Well, the same thing happened to us when we were at Antietam battlefield at night. We were there from 8 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning. We actually had a park ranger that was our guide, kind of our chaperone. He said, "You guys do anything you want, except you can't do metal detecting, stuff like that," which is
Gotcha.
not legal. But we tried to get him involved with the group, and he said, "No, that's okay. I'll just sit back and watch you guys." And we were at the I don't know if you've ever been to Antietam, but there's a small cemetery in there called the Mumbers Cemetery. And we were sitting there among the tombstones and trying to do some EVP work in there. And suddenly we also started to hear cannon fire coming from a distance. Now, it was kind of strange because, again, this wasn't, I look for natural explanations right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I look around and I don't see any fireworks going off. We're not anywhere close to the 4th of July, even though people fire fireworks all year long. But places like Antietam and Gettysburg and places like that, they're not like really close to homes. They're further away. So, I mean, I guess it's not impossible for that kind of stuff to happen. But I mean, generally speaking, I don't think that what we were experiencing was natural phenomena, because it sounded like it was. It's hard to explain. It sounded like it was close, but it sounded like it was far away at the same time.
Can I ask you one question, Dale? Because I've had some people on my show, and I usually ask them like where would they really like to investigate? And since you and I have been to some of these Civil War battlefields and got responses, what do you think about the responses, like say in the Ardennes Forest of where the Battle of Bulge was, or on Normandy Beach? What do you think? Because I don't think anybody has investigated there. I can't find anything about it. And what do you think would happen there? I mean, because I think it would be very similar to what happens at a Civil War, or the War of 1812, or just some, fort that was around that, you keep seeing different things. It's just, why wouldn't it happen? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. There's I mean, there were more people killed in the Civil War than World War II.
Yeah, for sure.
But there were a lot of Americans killed in World War I and World War II, especially on the charge of Normandy Beach and Omaha Beach there. Sure. And there's got to be a lot of residual stuff. If not,
why do you think people haven't investigated there? Do you think like France is like saying like you can't go to these places, or Belgium is saying you can't go here? No,
I don't think so. I mean, I have a couple of people that are good friends with me. In fact, a couple of people from my group actually are from the UK. Okay. I'll ask them that question. But I've never actually been to France, but I've been to the UK and Wales a couple of times, and we investigated some places that were basically during the time of the Anglo-Saxon invasion of England during the Battle of Hastings. We were right on where the battle took place, but we were within a few miles because it was the castles that we were there. I was there in 1985, and actually on a 2-week haunted ghost tour investigation slash.
In 1985, there wasn't ghost hunting going on in 1985. What, Dale? Come on, it's just really popular now. It's just that's the only thing, Dale. Oh, come on. You're making up stories.
I mean, I've been investigating since 1975, actually, forever. But I mean, if I could just really quickly repeat this one story I want to tell you about the Antietam here real quickly. I don't want to bore you guys or anything.
No, you're not.
But there's a house right along what they call the Bloody Lane in Antietam, and it's called the Innes House, INNIS. And we were there with Patrick Burke, who was at that time had a group called American Battlefield Ghost Hunters or something like that. I don't remember its name right offhand. In fact, he actually published one of his books on Battlefield Guide to Ghost Hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the thing we were doing was we were going to do a small mini investigation in his house because we had permission to be on an entire battlefield all night, which is really cool. And so we went in there and we had cameras set up. And we were doing EVP sessions, and we really got nothing. I mean, nothing that we, no disembodied voices that we heard. We may have captured an EVP. So we're getting ready to leave. And we hear sounds upstairs, and we figured there was some people up there that from the group. So Patrick kind of yelled up, "Hey, we're getting ready to leave. Let's come on down or something." And you hear this voice, and all three of us heard the voice that, "Well, I'll be right down," clear as a bell. And of course, this is right after we turned the tape recorders off, right after we turned the cameras off. So we're waiting and waiting for this guy to come down. He's not coming down. So we went up there, and there's one way in, one way out. And the stairs are right next to us. Nobody ever came down. We walked upstairs, there's nobody there. Wow. And it was crazy. So I said, you all heard this. And we got a video, and it's actually on my website, kind of the after effect that we're up there, and we're kind of like saying, hey, where did this voice come from? And then in this corner of this room, I don't know what exactly it was. It may have been just a collection of dust. We weren't stirring dust up. I mean, the floors were pretty clean, but in this one corner, you kind of like a hazy twinkling effect. And I saw it on the camera right away, and I pointed it out. And then we were all standing in a doorway, and we felt this ice cold breeze come from that room through us, past us, and into the next room. And all three of us felt it. And I said, well, maybe that's the voice we heard. Maybe that's what I just captured in the camera. Maybe that's what we just felt. Maybe there was some kind of spirit up there. But obviously it was something that interacted with us. And when we said, come on, let's go, he says, I'll be right down. And of course, he never came down. So that was really a cool experience on the battlefield.
That's a good one. All right, boys. Well, I got to take off. I got to start doing some stuff. I'm going to be in Salem, Massachusetts over the weekend. So
nobody cares.
Well,
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Whatever,
Nobody
dude.
cares.
Hey, sorry, you're locked in your house in Ontario, man. Sorry.
What?
Oh,
Sorry,
that's right.
Sorry, you're locked in your house in
Canada's
Ontario.
locked down
Sorry about
again,
that, dude.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Well, you know what? Canada's locked down, but Brian's never locked down.
That's right, brother. That's right. I know.
But you know what? I do have one question for Dale. And obviously, Dale, this
All right,
is the
guys,
first
I got to take off.
meeting.
All right.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Nice
Brian,
talking
good to
to
see
you
you.
Dave.
Mark and Joe, good to see you. Dale, thank you. You're awesome. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thanks for popping in, Dave.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime, man. Anytime. Bye.
Yeah. So
All right,
I do
Brian.
have one question. Gettysburg. Is it really that great of a place that I've heard? Because I've heard some amazing things from that place. I was actually watching, I forget what show it was the other day. It was on TV. And somebody was actually driving down the road. And they actually caught a apparition of a man in uniform walking around the guns. It was absolutely incredible. What show was that on? Was that on
Paranormal Caught on Camera?
There you go. But that was amazing. It's one of my spots on the bucket list that I have, other than Suicide Forest is number one.
Yeah, I know exactly when that was taken. That was actually taken. Those were the guns, the reserve guns, on Cemetery Ridge during the charge, the Pickett's charge. And the other side of the road, the access road that the tourists would go through and stop along there, and that's on the other side. Just very, very close to the statue of General George Gordon Meade, who was the commander of the Union Army at the time. So it's right in that area. Now I saw that, and unfortunately, I've seen a lot of video. I've seen a lot of photographs. I've listened to a lot of EVPs that people send me, and I still get an average of 2 or 3 pictures a day from people that are sending stuff to me. And I when I looked at that, I said, I think that's CGI. I think that's something that somebody purposely faked because it just looked too real. It looked like it didn't look to me like a soldier. It looked like something that was put in after the fact.
Okay.
And I've seen another one that was very similar to that. That was shot down this road. It was a long, narrow road, and I'm trying to figure out exactly still to this day where it was taken. But he set this camera on a tripod. He just started letting it run. And then he kind of zoomed in and he walked away. He was doing something else. He left it there, I don't know, a good 20 minutes or so. And when he got, when he looked at it later, far down the road, basically there are trees on both sides of the camera, but then further down there's open fields on both sides of the camera. Okay. And suddenly you start to see these figures walking back and forth across the camera, sometimes in one, sometimes in two, like they're just marching back and forth. Mm-hmm. And I looked at that too, and I said, "Oh man, that to me it looks so fake." And that's just my personal opinion, and the one in Gettysburg is my personal opinion. You may have another opinion of that, but I mean, to me, it just looks a little bit fakey to me.
You know what? I'm always open to opinions because when I first saw it, I was going, okay, well, that's. I don't know why they're not making a bigger deal out of this because that is an incredible. If that was real, that's an incredible capture. Mm-hmm. And, but other than that and some other stories I've heard, I just heard it's an amazing place. I think Gettysburg's probably third on my list. Obviously, me being in Canada, we do have certain battlefields like Fort Erie and the one by Niagara Falls is a big one and stuff like that. But we don't really have a lot here, obviously, because we're, peaceful. When we go to Germany and places like that, we don't carry guns. We carry white flags saying, okay, we're here for peace. But, but that's definitely one of my spots that I want to go to. And also one of the other places is Normandy for sure. And I don't know why more people don't go there. Are they not allowed?
I've never heard of people actually investigating Normandy or any of those places.
Like, is it gated off or something? Or is there a big fence going around it? Like, why? You would think with the amount of deaths that happened there on that day, the energy's got to be crazy, like Suicide Forest.
Yeah.
Well,
that was another one you were talking about too. That Suicide Forest. You really want to go there with all the history and the stories that come out of there.
Yeah, there is a plan. On
they say that it's not just people go there to kill themselves.
Yeah,
that people that do go there to do some investigations wind up killing themselves.
Well, if that's the case, I think there's an underlining issue with those particular people that are going there to investigate, and then something else happens.
Yeah,
so,
it's kind of weird, though. I mean, I can see where the energy in that place would just be off the frickin' charts.
Now, there is another place I want to go to. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but the Dead City.
I have heard of it, but I can't remember where it's at.
It's outside of Cairo, in Egypt.
Okay.
There's over 1 million people living in tombs. They actually have power in these tombs. Like, obviously the bathrooms are in the floor, but these tombs that these people are living in, there's actually still bodies in those tombs.
Wow.
And my buddy was going to be doing a short film, a documentary on the Dead City. So when he got to Egypt and he asked the taxi driver if he could drive him to the Dead City, the actual taxi driver said, "No, I'm not even going near that place." So he had to pay him triple in order for him to drive him there.
Wow.
So that's another place on my bucket list. And I can't imagine the energy that's going on in that place, especially people living in tombs. Like that to me is just really creepy.
That's kind of crazy.
So
Well, I had a chance back in the late 1980s to. I had a chance. I didn't take it, however. I'm kicking myself in the rear end ever since. To investigate the Egyptian pyramids with Sarah Estep. Anybody has heard the name Sarah Estep, but she's the founder of the American Association for Electronic Voice Phenomena, the AAEVP, real pioneer on the EVP.
oh wow.
She got permission from the Egyptian government to actually go in to do a private investigation after hours in the Egyptian pyramids. I mean, I don't know what it would have sounded like, because they're almost like an echo chamber inside there, because they're built like a coliseum or like an auditorium. But I had worked with her a couple of other times. My forte at that time was photography. It still is, but I also like getting into sound and EVP and recordings too. So we did something in Baltimore back around 1988, I think, where we went into the Edgar Allan Poe house and the catacombs across the street in Westminster's graveyard, which is really creepy, talking about underground crypts and everything. So I was doing a photography session, basically, and actually training people, part of the conference that was going on, and she was doing EVP. But I always regret not going to Egypt for that experience, because this was long before things got kind of tense over there in the Middle East. There wasn't like it is today. It was pretty safe going there, and I don't know why I didn't do it, but I'm regretting it ever since.
Well, like I always say, things happen for a reason.
Yeah,
So
They do.
they always happen for a reason. But you know what, guys? I am going to take off. I'm finally glad that I was able to finally kind of speak to Insane Joe. I've seen him quite a bit, and obviously Dale, I'm first time meeting you, and then obviously Mark, and it was really great meeting you both. And
thanks for popping in.
If you guys do any more of these, I'll just pop on and say hi and shoot the shit, and hopefully
you never know.
Hopefully I don't get in Facebook jail again.
Yeah.
So.
Well, just one little quick thing before you guys leave. My wife right now is watching a repeat from the Travel Channel's Expedition Unknown. Are you ready for this? Of the Beast of Bray Road.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that one. Josh Gates was down on Lee's farm.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wow. We were watching that too. So.
Okay, guys.
All right, Brian. Have a good
night. Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably call it anyway.
So you got anything else coming up you want to shoot out there quick before we go, or?
Well, generally, like I said, I got a lot of things going on. We're going to be doing an investigation down in Tippecanoe battlefields and crash site of flight 8134, which is down in that area, and maybe come back, swing up and check out the Moody Light, which I've already debunked, but just to show people, what a debunked light is all about. We got Gettysburg coming up. We have, I know you guys want to get involved with the Iowa trip that we're going to be doing. So
I'd love that.
Yeah.
What I can say right now is that you're more than welcome to come with us for the first phase of that if you want. If you want to come up to the Holly crash site, if you want to even come to the Farrar School, you're welcome. But unfortunately, we kind of maxed out the amount of people we can take at the Belixa Axe House, because if we bring any more than 10, it's not worth it.
That's fine.
I also want to kind of check out the Van Meter monster while I'm there in Iowa.
Where is that actually? Is that in?
I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out before then, Dale.
Okay, all right, cool. But
I'm going to look into it real good and figure it out.
If you guys are interested in joining us, we're planning to be there at the Buddy Holly crash site about 1 p.m. Because we're kind of on a schedule, because we have to be down into the other to Farrar School by a certain time and so forth. So we're hoping to be up there about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's also Central Time. So if you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome. I'll send you information about where we're going to meet and everything.
Okay, great.
If you guys are interested in joining us for the Farrar School, it is $50 per person, and that's what they're charging. So if you want to go there, if you want to bring your wife, Joe, I think you mentioned that, And
Yeah.
that's fine. I mean, I think we'd have about 10 people or so at that investigation. So that would be fine. And for our
Well,
school, there's
You
a
bring the
fairly,
wife now because she got a new camera, and we wanted to take pictures so that we don't do it with the camcorders. Better pictures, I think, having her do it. And I'll get you my new cell phone number too.
second floor, a third floor, and there's actually even a cemetery across the street that we can investigate. So, it's a big building. I was there once before, but I was only there with one of my team members. Now I'm bringing a few more that never have been there before.
Just got to know the date too, so I make sure I get those
Yeah,
days
it's
off.
July 17th is going to be the date for the Buddy Holly and the for our school.
Right.
So this is Saturday. On
Got that all worked out. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
that's
then
fine.
We want to, like I said, I want to go check out that Van Meter site. So
well, like I said, you guys want to join us for the Buddy Holly and the for our school, and you make a decision, just let me know. Shoot me a little email or a Facebook message, and I'll pencil you guys in for sure.
Oh yeah, pencil us
All right.
in. We're definite for that. He's taking the time off. Tanya's
That's why I
Sunday off
wanted to
too.
know.
So
I know you want to see the place where the day the music died, right?
oh, I'm big on that one. I've always
I got a very graphic photograph of the crash scene with the ejected bodies, and I'm hoping to be able to kind of match that up with what the environment looks like today. The pilot was the only one still in there because he was strapped in, but the Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens all were thrown out, and they actually have pictures, and they got here's this guy, here's this guy, here's this guy. So I'm hoping if we can find approximately those locations, and if we're not, we're going to be pretty darn close. I don't know too many people that have actually been out there to do an investigation. I mean, I'm sure there have been, but not a lot. It's in the middle of a cornfield, but it's not on any private property. It's hard to miss on the road because you got they actually got a memorial on the side of the road with the Buddy Holly black rimmed glasses that he always wore.
Yeah.
Oversized. And you just walk maybe, I think, 20, 30 feet, and they got the actual crash site right there.
Wow.
So
I'm
really excited to do that. So you guys are more than welcome to join us on day one. And then whenever you guys decide to put together that other thing, that Bray Road, let me know.
We're working on that. We got to get a hold of Lee about that one.
Yeah,
we're making a schedule.
I'm very psyched about that.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, same here because I want to get out there. I've got a few new toys I want to try out.
And we've got True North Paranormal coming again, or coming. No,
True North Paranormal. They're going to be on Friday.
That's our last guest for a while. But we go out and investigate and have some fun for a change.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
The way it looks like now, I might be busy every single weekend, pretty much.
Yeah, well, we're hoping
weekend from May until maybe October.
And I get my second shot tomorrow.
Yeah, cool.
So I'll be fully vaccinated after 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Exactly. Great.
Well, Saturday's also the cookout too. Nick ain't gonna make it, but
I know.
I've already had both of mine shots, and I was already been, my quarantine period ended in the middle of March, so I'm good to go.
Glad to know it.
All
right, Dale. Have a good night, man. Thanks for popping in and saying hi.
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure talking to you guys.
It's always fun talking with you, man. You got all kinds of
cool hopefully we'll see each other at least a couple times this year doing investigations.
That would be great, man. That would absolutely be great.
Looking forward to it.
All righty.
All right. Thanks, Dale.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
And we are out of there.